Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome into Geeks and Gamers Daily, the single most important show in the history of the internet at this day, at this time, with these hosts, with these topics on this channel. What's up, Ryan?
Not much, just another Monday, except we're closer to Christmas.
That's right.
We're closer. We got fucking 9 days. 9 days till Christmas.
Shockingly
then,
enough,
yeah.
I watched the Christmas movie last night. Red
watch?
One.
With your favorite movie stars.
Oh yeah, like the two biggest movie stars in the world. Actually, it's not terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's not. There's nothing.
I've heard it's fine, and I've heard it's fun from people that have seen.
Yeah,
it.
There's nothing offensively bad about it or anything like that. Yeah. I mean, The Rock and Chris Evans are decent in it. Overall, would I recommend it if you're looking for just like just a dumb, fun Christmas movie? I guess I would recommend it for sure. It's not something I think I'm going to watch every year, but it is on Amazon Prime right now, so that's why I decided to check it out. So, it is what it is. The problem is the two of the stars of the movie are unlikable douchebags, and so they're not movie stars. I guess Rock is more of a movie star than Chris Evans. But I don't remember the marketing being built around I don't really remember the marketing for the movie at all, actually. I remember the stories about how on set there was a bunch of problems with The Rock and things like that. Wasn't there a bunch of reports about the Rock not taking it seriously or something like that? Am I wrong about that? Could have swore there was a bunch of reports about that, about him.
Red One?
Yeah. I think so.
Are you thinking about what was that Netflix movie that came out? Let me think.
I could have swore there were stories about that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could have swore there were stories about
Are you sure you're not talking about Red Notice?
That's what it was. Red Notice. Red Notice.
I knew it was another Red.
Yeah,
I knew it was another Red streaming movie.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. So overall, it's a fine movie. It's not the greatest thing ever, obviously, and it's definitely not the worst thing ever. Is it going to end up losing money?
Well, here's the thing. It's like I talked about when we were there. This was created for streaming. This was created for Amazon Prime, and their entire plan up until a couple months before was we're just going to put it on Amazon Prime Video. And then they said, well, why don't we just release it in theaters, a little before the holidays, let it run through the holidays, and we'll put it on Prime too. And, any money we make in the theaters is kind of just bonus. So yeah, it's definitely not going to make its money back in theaters. The thing costs like $200 or $200 million fucking dollars for a streaming holiday action movie. But I mean, it's had decent holds, through all of this, even with a lot of competition. It's in no way going to make money off its budget at the box office, but it depends on your perspective. It's something that was made to just throw on a streamer anyway. So I'm sure that they view it as all just extra that they wouldn't have gotten anyway.
Yeah. Something else I watched the Yellowstone finale last night, and it was something. So it's not as bad as House of Cards season 6, but it's pretty weird without Costner. But I guess we're gonna get a spinoff of that. And
I watched Carry On last night.
Carry On.
It's a Netflix movie that just got released with Taron Egerton and Jason.
Oh,
Bateman.
yeah.
It kind of looks like a mix between Die Hard 2, because it's at an airport, and The Phone Booth.
Yeah, I saw an ad for that. I was curious about it. What did you think?
I think it's pretty solid. I don't think it was
the trailer for it was good.
As the trailer made me feel like it could be. But I think it's pretty good. It's fun.
Okay. Yeah. The trailer did make it when I saw that, because I was on Netflix scrolling. This is like last week, and I saw it, and I was like, oh shit, I'm ready to watch this. And it doesn't release until whatever. So now it's out. But yeah, it looked really good. So all right.
Yeah, I don't think it's as good as the trailer made me feel like it could be, but it was solid.
Okay.
It was good. I don't regret watching it. So.
I watched Landman, the latest episode of Landman. Ryan, you have to watch this show. It's so fucking good, dude. It's so fucking good.
You know, one of the problems is all this shit's on Paramount Plus, and it's my least favorite streaming service.
I watch it through Amazon. I don't know why I have Paramount Plus through Amazon. I'm really not even sure how the fuck that works. But like I watch.
You can buy the add-ons through it.
But I already have it, so it's like I just have to watch an ad before, like it's a 2-minute ad, and then I can watch it through there.
And
I have no idea
to your accounts.
The fact that I don't even know what fucking streaming fucking platforms I have at this point, because something will come out that we need to watch or that we're interested in, and I'll fucking sign up for a free thing, and then I get yelled at afterwards because we're getting charged for some shitty service that I don't even watch anymore. And I also had a religious experience last week when I saw Interstellar in 70mm IMAX. And now they've expanded Interstellar because it's been so successful. Did you hear that they were selling tickets for like $250 a pop
to go see like resellers were?
Mm-hmm. Because so it was only in 10, I think it was only in like 10 IMAX theaters nationwide.
Okay, maybe 10 IMAX theaters, because it's in like 300 theaters nationwide.
Yeah. Well, originally it was 165 screens.
Correct.
Screens.
No, 165 theaters.
I thought it was screens.
No.
You might want to double check that. What I'm talking about on the initial release, because they've expanded it since then.
I know.
Okay.
You brought it up that it was only like 10 fucking theaters or something on FNT.
IMAX. Yeah, in IMAX.
You brought that up, so I looked, and it was 165 or 167 theaters.
Yeah.
And maybe only one screen's carrying them at each one. That could be possible, but that was what the data was, and now it's up to, in its second weekend, up to 300 or something like that. Yeah.
It was 165 screens is what it was showing.
I decided not to step in and correct you on FNT and burst your bubble because you were gushing so much about.
Well, again, though, there's only one in the state of Florida that had it. So we're talking 70mm IMAX. Like right now it's in Pensacola, but it's in a Limax in Pensacola. So it's not real IMAX now. So
right.
I don't know how many 70mm screens. I don't think there's 165 screens that are showing.
But what I'm talking about, it's at premium format in 165 theaters.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's making money for more than just the IMAX. The true IMAX. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's made like 21 million so far. So yeah, man. I don't know if I'll go see it again here. If it was 70mm, I would. Because that is the next fucking level, man. But I'm happy that movie's getting 10 years later. Time has been very kind to that movie, and now it's moved into like the top fucking 20 on IMDb all-time movies. So
maybe I'll watch it sometime.
It's my favorite movie of all time. But we got some super chats to read.
Do we? Andre CR, I understand Laughing Man now. Jeremy ignored my Streamlabs dono on Saturday CobraCast.
It's not my fault. Did I really? I'll have to look that up. I'm not. So here's the thing. Streamlabs is gay, okay? Because the way we have it linked is we have to fucking sign in through the gay ass Twitch account with Geeks and Gamers. Twitch signs you out all the fucking time, and you have to have this token. It's not Andrew CR's problem. So I'll find out right now. I'll find out.
The problem is that Jeremy's completely disorganized and probably doesn't even know where the code gets sent to fucking log into Twitch.
This is true.
That's the problem. Fattiest Maxiest for 2, the perfect meme of Jeremy. That's Jeremy after a lifetime of Culver's. George Ramirez, happy positivity Ryan Monday, guys. Trump's about to go live from Mar-a-Lago. Also saw Carry On. It was really good. Hugs from Puerto Rico. I liked it. I liked it. Isaac DeZormo, member for 13 months. Y'all weren't late, but Jeremy is still gay. My message is grammatically correct. Ryan, Jeremy is still gay.
Yeah, with your lower fucking case typing. Like a fucking teenager.
Thank you, Isaac. He pronounces your name at least. Filthy Casual 5, either you watch Dune Prophecy, it's mainly boring and also kind of dumb, no real likable characters. I see why people aren't Brian Herbert fans. I haven't watched it. I'm sure I'll get around to it at some point, but nothing about that show and any of the promotional material really drew me in. Thomas is here. What's up, Thomas? Thank you, Thomas Gilkey. George Ramirez for 2, latest episode of Landman was fucking awesome. I hear a lot of people talking about the latest episode.
Dude, it's so fucking good. The whole show is so good. The setting, everything about it, Billy Bob Thornton is so good. But there's something that happens in the episode. I'm not gonna get into any details of it, but it's how shit needs to be handled, man. It's how shit needs to be handled. Oh, it's so good.
Cartoon post for 10. Mics are muted. Oh my god. I can't believe can you believe we're muted, Jeremy? What
Oh
are we gonna
man.
do?
Muted.
We're muted. Sir Hat for 5. It's my birthday today, so I'm super chatting to say Interstellar's bad.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't understand it, I totally get it, man. It takes a complex mind to grasp the complexity of Nolan's greatness. So, but at the end of the day, one thing I have seen this a lot in discussions, like if you're a parent, it hits on a whole different level. That's just a fact. It just does. Like, I acknowledge there's some issues with it if you're gonna overanalyze certain things of it. If you're a parent, it will kick your ass. And that's why I love it so much, because of the emotional impact it has on me.
AJ Markle, member for 52 months. That's a long fucking time, AJ. That's a long ass time. And GJJ, member for 32 months. You know what else has an emotional reaction from a lot of people, Jeremy?
What's that?
The Last Jedi.
Oh yeah.
The Last Jedi, not today, but yesterday, The Last Jedi officially turned 7 years old. And so there's a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people tweeting about it, a lot of people that said so many people didn't understand this at the time, but it's the best Star Wars movie that's ever made. Eventually people will understand that. But yes, it was 7 years ago today that The Last Jedi released, and it truly was a turning point in Star Wars fandom, and I think in the entertainment industry as a whole. And it was certainly a turning point in your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm very thankful for The Last Jedi. I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, fuck this movie." I'm like, thank you, Rian Johnson. Thank you, Disney. Thank you for this movie. Thank you for allowing me to take full advantage of your complete and total shit show. But here's the true thing that we've learned from The Last Jedi is that Disney has not learned from The Last Jedi. Now, if you go back to when I first started criticizing this movie, I said consistently, I can deal with the bad movie. This happens all the time. Bad movies happen all the time. It is what it is. It happens. What I can't deal with is a bad movie, and then the studio and the creative people behind it decide to blame the audience for the bad movie. That's where the breaking point for me was with The Last Jedi, was the fact that they decided it was all the toxic fans' fault. And that's where they've never recovered from that. They've never been able to stop blaming the fans for their failures. That's the true element that took this film to the next level, and it really did define the last 7 years for Disney and Lucasfilm. Disney and Lucasfilm decided the fans were the enemies, the fans were evil, the fans were toxic, they hated women, they hated minorities, and they've never really moved away from that mindset in the last 7 years. And that's what I'm thankful for, is for Disney being retarded. So I have seen a lot of reaction to it, and yeah, I'm very thankful for the movie. I appreciate them making this movie.
I mean, I'm thankful for it too. I tweeted about that today. I'm thankful for the movie because it was so bad that it woke general audiences up to how much Disney Star Wars fucking sucked and what the people in charge there truly felt and what they were doing with this franchise. And because I'm someone that walked out of Force Awakens kind of disgusted and realizing that Disney Star Wars is not for me and that this is no longer Star Wars that I love. But a lot of people were fucking hyped about it. And so I just felt, well, that's just the way it's going to be then, I suppose. And then 2 years later, I started seeing all these different people talking, channels that were speaking out about The Last Jedi. I was like, holy shit, a lot of this stuff is the same thing I felt about Force Awakens, but it was Last Jedi that kicked off so much of that to the general audience out there, people that are just big Star Wars fans. And so I'm thankful for that. And now here we are 7 years later, and Disney Star Wars is probably in worse shape than it's ever been.
Yeah, and then of course the next phase, the next chapter to this was Rise of Skywalker, which in my opinion is a far worse movie than The Last Jedi even. I think The Rise of Skywalker is just awful. I think it's awful. And I don't think, like, there's nobody that actually likes the fucking movie. You don't even have the Raylo fucking crowd that likes that movie. Nobody likes that movie.
As like a movie, if you were to remove Star Wars from everything, right, and you just drop these two movies in front of people, in front of like aliens who had never like experienced this shit before, they would probably say Last Jedi is a much better movie or a better film, right, than Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
But you have to take everything. You have to realize that The Last Jedi was not only a follow-up to Episode 7, but it's also the 8th part and supposedly a 9-part series. And it does so much destruction to everything. Not just what was set up in the first movie or set up in the first movie without any actual fucking plan, just fucking mystery box bullshit from J.J. Abrams, but also what it does to these legacy characters.
Absolutely.
That's why it did the damage it did.
Yeah. And, you know, the true legacy of the movie is what I'll say, though, going back to it, is that they've just never learned from it. And they're still making those same mistakes to this day, right now. And that shows you that it's never going to get better at Lucasfilm. I don't think. I still don't see any signs. 7 years later, after The Last Jedi, I still see no signs whatsoever of this company moving forward or getting better or improving. So that's why they can all go fuck off and go to hell for all I care, because Lucasfilm is a piece of shit company ran by piece of shit people. And 7 years later, we're still talking about the same damn things that we talked about then. I can't believe we're still here doing this, dude. I can't believe it. But I'm very thankful for it, Disney. I really do. I appreciate you. I remember people going back and going, like, this was after episode 8 and this before episode 9. And they're like, Jeremy, if you could just have it to do all over again, would you give up all of your YouTube channel success if you could just have a good episode 8? Fuck no. You kidding me? No. Don't give Disney anything. It's not my fault that they screwed it up. So no, I'm not going to give up any successes I've had for them to do the right thing. They could have done the right thing the whole time. They decided to throw George Lucas's sequel trilogy out the window. They decided to not have a plan. They decided to put Luke Skywalker at the backdrop of the movie instead of the forefront of the movie in episode 7. They made all of these decisions, and then they blamed the fans for it. So no sympathy whatsoever. And no, I would not give up anything for Disney. Fuck Disney. That's how I feel.
One of my favorite parts about it is so many of the hardcore Disney Star Wars shills and supporters that are out there who were like, you know, it's going to be just like the prequels. People look back and appreciate them more. Well, here we are fucking 7 years later. And it's not the case. I don't know when that's going to happen. Is that going to be at the 8-year mark? Is it going to be at the 10-year mark? You know, when's that going to happen? Because right now it's looked back on as an embarrassment, as a piece of shit, as something that was incredibly divisive. And that hasn't changed, regardless of how much they tweet about it or talk about it. That has not changed. People don't look favorably upon that movie.
No, and they're not going to. They're only going to continue to have more negative feelings as time goes on. And
then the idea that they decided to use or brand their whole theme park and put the timeline in between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, like the two movies that people don't want anything to do with, this period of time that nobody fucking cares about at all. And that's what you built like your multi-billion-dollar fucking projects all about. How ridiculous.
They learned absolutely nothing from it. So yeah, so I'm happy. Next year we'll be talking about the same thing, and then with the 10-year anniversary, we'll be talking about how horrible. The only thing that might change is the direction of what Lucasfilm is doing at that point in time. Although in 3 years, for the 10-year anniversary, what are we going to be talking about? We're probably going to be talking about
Mandalorian and Grogu came out.
The Rey movie
season 2 will come out, and the Rey movie, or maybe not necessarily the Rey movie, but this fucking trilogy or whatever will probably finally have some details and maybe even like a teaser trailer for that. That's what will be happening 3 years from now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're talking about the return of Rey Skywalker.
Andrew CR. So now I feel bad
because it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So here's the thing. It was the first Streamlabs donation we have received since the election day stream, because I haven't been putting the link up there because I couldn't access it. I will fix that immediately today, Andrew CR. All right. So I will make sure that this is fixed immediately moving forward. You have changed the course of CobraCast and Geeks and Gamers, because I will make sure this never happens again. Andrew CR on Streamlabs for $600.
Jesus Christ.
$600.
Real dollars or his fake fucking check money?
No, it's not Monopoly money. Not like
Okay.
not like Luigi was carrying with him.
Okay.
But Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Keep being gay. It's funny AF. Holy shit. Are you still here, Andrew CR?
$600.
Are you still here? I'm waiting to see if he's still here. He says LOL. I appreciate it, but I'm sorry. Yeah, I will make sure to correct that. So, holy crap. That's amazing.
Right. Yeah. Oh, crap. I meant to send 60. Yeah, exactly. That's a lot. Thank you very much, Andre CR. Key JX for 10. Free guy predicted Captain America Brave New World. Yeah, they did do the Captain America fucking Hulk thing, I guess, didn't they? Shadow Saiyan for 5. Is Helldivers 2 worth buying right now?
That update they did looked pretty cool. I mean, personally, Helldivers is a good game. There's no doubt about that. I enjoyed the little time that I spent with it. They pissed everybody off with a lot of their the things that they were doing, and they lost a pretty big part of their audience. But they maintained a lot of people too. And then that new update that came out, I know Beardo and those guys were really excited for it. I haven't played it, but the new update looked really good. But Helldivers is a good game. It's a very good game.
Golden Nuggets for 2. Crocs are and always will be. Yay.
Crocs are the best.
Thank you, Golden Nuggets. Tobias next for 10. Interstellar was okay. I was watching it from the IMAX booth, but you really notice it makes no sense the more you see it. After a couple showings, I just stopped caring and played on my 3DS.
Yeah, I disagree that it doesn't make sense.
So Tobias must have worked at a movie theater.
Yeah.
Like, actually played it.
Yeah.
I guess you get to know movies pretty well when you do that. Fuck.
Yeah, you probably watch a lot of movies.
Yeah, over and over and over again. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Fucking sitting there for Kraven the Hunter. Dr. Lighthouse for 10. Did you see Grum's trying to support China because their games are not woke despite China being responsible for the state of Western games? Why not support West Indies and not organ harvesters? I didn't see specifically what you're talking about there, but obviously with Black Myth Wukong being a game that was received really well by so many people, at the end of the day, when I'm talking or when I'm like playing a game, I care if it's good. I care if it's entertaining, if it's not pushing a bunch of bullshit, right? I think that right now, Western developers are in trouble because so many of their games are like that and people looking other places. Not obviously just China, but other places in the East that are developing games. Ultimately, if you give people a good product, they're not going to care. Most people aren't going to care too much about where it comes from as long as it's entertaining to them.
That's true.
So that's kind of the way I see it. And there are, you can absolutely have your stances and they're morally justified if you want to not buy this or not buy this. But I mean, the same is true with whether it's phones or anything like that. People, as long as they're getting what they want out of the product, they're usually fine with where it's being made.
Yes.
In general, that's how the normal population is going to react to something.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, it kind of applies like we were talking about Landman earlier. There's this line in one of the more recent episodes of John Hamm's character. And I'm sure if you guys have seen Landman, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to exact quote it, and we can't play it here, but like he's a CEO. They're in a board meeting. They're all talking about this fucking all this bullshit nonsense. And he goes, "Shut the fuck up." He's like, "Why are we doing this?" And he's like, "At the end of the day, we are hated. We know we're hated. We have to continue to make these decisions. We need to leave all the bullshit out of the equation." And that's me summarizing his lines a little more. But that attitude is what these companies need to have. Accept that people hate you. Accept that and just move forward and take all the bullshit out of the equation. And when you do that, like it really, people generally just don't care about the specifics or the details. They just want a good product. That's it. That's it.
Cody J. Braun, Snyderverse Ears is better than TLJ. Snyderverse Ears. Thank you, Cody J. Braun.
Barely, yeah, barely.
I don't know if he means is or Snyderverse.
If he means
Arse?
Snyderverse is better than TLJ, I agree, but not by a lot.
Marvel Mind Trick. Jeremy, say Ray Skywalker.
Ray Skywalker. Ray Skywalker.
Sounds like a fucking like African tribe member when you say it like that. Thank you, Marvel Mind Trick. Shadow saying, man, 7 years. I've been here since dawn of EFAP. I remember watching Mahler's first video on TLJ.
Long time.
A long time for the long man. Godzilla's Greaser. Happy 35th anniversary to Godzilla versus Violante. One of the saddest and scariest in the franchise.
I saw Godzilla's Greaser tweeting the other day about Godzilla. Huge fan, clearly.
I'm not a huge Godzilla guy. Nandy O, TFA ruined Star Wars. Kylo turned into a joke. Don't care that Rey's Palpatine. No way she wins that duel. And how the fuck did Finn hurt Kylo? Well, and the way they treated the character of Han Solo. It's a big one for me, too. Ministry of Wrong Thing for 5. Jeremy, imagine living in a timeline where Disney has to beg Ron DeSantis for a bailout. It won't happen. But damn, it'd be poetic.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with him.
Savvy the Kiwi and Lemon Skin Eater for $1.99. Gentlemen, have you had your fiber this morning? I had coffee this morning.
I had water. That's a weird account. I'm sure that one will show up on main event.
B. Shane for 5. The zoom in on Rose Tico's face before cucking Finn in a heroic death is one of the most infuriating scenes in cinema that I've ever seen. Force Awakens Special Edition be like, Lor Santeca, this will begin to make the fans fight.
That is the first line in the movie. This will begin to make things right.
Right.
And I remember everybody going, this is JJ talking about their prequels. This is JJ talking about their prequels. And which I don't know if that's the case, but that I would think that probably, I don't think JJ likes the prequels at all. I think he and people at Lucasfilm have discussed for the prequels personally. But that's just a guess on my part. I don't know for sure. But if you look at what they did with the sequel trilogy, it does seem like that they just, especially Force Awakens, they hated the prequels.
Yeah. As much as I despise Dave Filoni in so many ways, I don't think he hates the prequels.
No,
I think he likes the prequels.
Maybe the prequel era, but I don't know if he likes the prequels, but he likes the prequel era for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I there's a lot of things I don't like, including how important he tries to make some people in that era and all these things, but I don't think he like fucking hates them like so many other people that work there do.
I would agree with that.
But I hate Dave Filoni, so fuck him. Animating Andy. I remember Jeremy being gay for Last Jedi until he realized he was cheated on. Josiah clipping him loving it, and the fanboys losing it.
Yeah, the fact that clips is that's their claim to fame. When it was like this is where you realize that people on the internet that hate you are retarded, because that was a joke. That was me in a video talking about The Force Awakens, and I misspoke. The video never was put up, but when I put that in there, I was on the road, and I sent it to Josiah, and I'm like, can you clip this out? And he goes, oh, absolutely. So then, like, after we upload the video, he goes, hey, can I put that in the Facebook group and say that I've exposed you for The Last Jedi? I'm like, absolutely. Like, that's funny as shit. And so he slowed it down, all that shit. And then fucking Reddit picked it up after the channel had gained steam, and they're like, here he is saying it. Here he is saying it. And I even showed the evidence and everything in a video breaking it down. I showed the Facebook group discussion. I showed our private chats about it. And to this day, people still use that clip against me. They're like,
yeah, so basically it's a video of you like talking, and in it you're saying, I love the Force Awakens. And I think it did a damn good job for what it needed to do, or something like that.
Yes.
That's what you said in the video. But when you were recording, you accidentally said, I love The Last Jedi.
Yes, correct. Correct.
And it needed to be edited out.
Yeah.
and unfortunately turned to Josiah to edit it because you were on the road.
Yes.
That was your problem. And Josiah's like, this will be funny.
And it was funny. And then years later, like, it went fucking mega viral on Reddit. They're like, we finally got him, boys. We finally got him.
Exposed.
Like, good Lord, man. So it is what it is.
Exposed.
It's it.
Let's see. Time doesn't fix everything. Fossilized shit is still just shit. Nothing can change that, especially when it comes to Hollywood. And then Tobias for 10 says, never let it be said I won't admit when I'm wrong. Hunt Showdown's collab with Post Malone is actually good. They made him fit with the Murder Circus update and some cool perks and enemy types. I'm glad you're liking it, Tobias. Would have been a shame. Would have been a shame otherwise. You know, there is also another something that's going around today
That's
that
right.
is picking up some steam, Jeremy, that I didn't know if we were, I knew we were going to talk about it this week, but I didn't know if we would be talking about it quite yet. And that is about James Gunn's Superman. We know there's a lot of things riding on Superman, James Gunn's Superman for DC, for Warner Brothers. James Gunn has total power for this new DC Studios, all these things. And we also know that the trailer is soon going to be coming out. We now have a day. It's going to be Thursday. Thursday, the trailer will be released, but we got a small tease before that this morning that already has people talking, including yourself. This is it on the official Superman page. Look up Superman #film for IMAX. Sign up to get the fan first updates on all things. And we get a moving poster, basically.
I love it.
David Corenswet's Superman in this pose and a very lackluster title and everything, but it's the music that has everyone excited.
Really good music. So when music with this moving poster, perfect combo.
Yeah, and obviously, if you listen long enough, you can hear it's the John Williams themed, or the John Williams theme, obviously slowed down and sang by somebody. But yeah, it kind of sounds like if they had remixed John Williams with a little bit of like if Hans Zimmer did it. That's almost kind of what it feels like in a way. We'll let it play a little longer.
It sets the right tone for a Superman movie. That doesn't mean anything. So it could be completely shit. We know that Bryan Singer has already proven that you can use the John Williams theme and still not give us a good Superman movie. But based on what we have right here, I like everything we're seeing, and I like the tone that they're trying to set so far.
Like even just everyone's tweeting out with the same phrase, look up, right? James Gunn's tweeting out, David Corenswet's sharing it with that, the official Superman, look up. That's what's on the poster. They've said all along that they want to do this hopeful, inspiring Superman, that's what they want to bring this back to. And I think a lot of people would like that. I think a lot of people want that. And I think a lot of people are hoping that's what it is. Remember when they put that first image out, and it's like, man, why is this the first image you share of him like slowly putting on his boots when you've been kind of saying that hope is like inspiring hope is kind of what you're going for. This small little song where you hear hints of John Williams is, I think a lot of people are like, okay, I like that. Now show me a trailer. And hopefully I like that trailer. And hopefully the fucking movie is like that. Because with what James Gunn has made before, some people have been a little bit questioning, like, what is he going to do for a Superman movie? Is he going to be the right guy for a Superman movie? They're going to go all out with this marketing campaign about hope, about inspiring hope. Look up all of this stuff. Because they need this to be a smash hit. This movie's extremely fucking expensive. Remember those disclosures, like over $300 million was the potential budget for this. It needs to be massive. It's kicking off the new DC universe. And if it doesn't work and if it's not well received, it's not going to be a good thing for James Gunn's DC Studios.
Go back to that picture you just shared, the first image, and look at the difference in colors on the outfit. Look at that. Like, that looks more like a Man of Steel vibe right there. Versus the new one has more, the colors are popping and it gives you a little more of that hope and everything like that. But that first image, dull and muted,
Yeah, and even like the stuff we've seen from behind the scenes, the suit does seem a lot brighter than this, and obviously it does look like it's dirty and there's battle damage and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But who fucking knows? I don't know why they chose to share this as the first official post. But
this
obviously,
new one pops. This pops. I
think this pops. And on Thursdays, we're gonna get the official trailer, so I'm sure we'll probably do a reaction to it if they release it in the morning, which they probably will. So we'll probably end up doing a reaction to the Superman teaser trailer on Thursday when it releases, but certainly a lot riding on this, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic. That's how I've been the whole time. I've liked almost everything I've seen from James Gunn in terms of his movies and the movies he's been involved in. I'm a huge fan of all 3 Guardians movies. I didn't love the Suicide Squad movie he did. It was fine. It wasn't great, but it wasn't the worst thing ever. Brightburn. And he did write Dawn of the Dead, which was directed by Zack Snyder, which I very much enjoyed. So yeah, I mean, and he's had some other projects as well. So I'm cautiously optimistic. We will see what James Gunn's actually going to be able to put together. Think he's going to use like real fucking like music? I hope not. That would be a huge mistake if he pulls this Guardians of the Galaxy bullshit, like actual like songs, like pop culture songs from the 70s, 80s, and all that shit. Think he's going to do that?
I don't think it's going to do that.
He better not. He better not, dude. That will be a mistake.
We'll see. We've seen. I know famously you love the Man of Steel trailer and hated the movie.
God, I like every trailer. Every fucking trailer. Even the Comic-Con trailer was fucking perfect. Every trailer from Man of Steel are like they're the best trailers I've ever seen. They're so good. The score, the Hans Zimmer score, tied in, and they had some John Williams feel to those as well, especially trailer 3. The Man of Steel trailer 3, I think, is still the best trailer I've ever seen for any movie. So yeah, I mean, absolutely love those trailers, and hell, I like the Last Jedi trailer too.
Yeah, I mean, I have probably less faith than you do in the movie. I know you like a lot of Gunn stuff. I've never seen him do what I think the Superman movie needs to be. You know, I don't know if I've ever seen that from him. So I don't know. But all we can judge is based off what we've seen, and we've seen one fucking moving image and a song that sounds like they're trying to pay honor to the past. Pretty much. So, and a lot of talking from them about a hopeful version of Superman.
There's a lot riding on this trailer. There's a lot riding on this, so we'll see. We'll see if they screw it up or not. I understand for people that aren't optimistic about it. I get it completely, and you're not wrong for that at all. That they have to prove to the fans that they actually have a good story to tell here, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Let's see. Nader's Brick Channel for 5. You can tell Simple Jeremy movie trailer is inaccurate. It shows him liking women and not wearing Crocs. Shadow's saying it's birthday week for one of the lovely mods. Time to grift, Jeremy.
Oh, I'll grift away.
A mod's birthday week? What the fuck? Who?
The fact that you're so disgusted is so great. Jessica's birthday on Friday. Ryan's like, what the fuck?
I wish you happy birthday on Friday, Jessica. In birthday week.
She says she doesn't believe in birthday week.
Good. It's a typical female thing. It must just be for Jay and Beardo. Samuel B. Uh-oh, Ryan's crying about Dave Filoni in Clone Wars. Time to change your tampon, buddy. You dumb fucking queer, Samuel B. You cocksucking bitch. I literally said the nicest thing I've ever said about Dave Filoni in my entire fucking life right here. And it's still not enough for fucking queers like you. Thanks, Samuel. Madney, which is worse, BBS TLJ or Last of Us Part 2?
TLJ, then The Last of Us, then BVS.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Cyber Hunk returns for 5. If Candace Owens can get anti-Semite of the year, Ryan, you can get racist of the year. Don't give up on your dreams. I believe in you. I don't think I was submitted for any, so we'll see. I don't think the votes will be in my favor. Mikey Gussler. Seeing people being emotionally manipulated by that Superman poster is hilarious. Oh, I hear John Williams' theme there. Jangling keys. This movie has a $364 million budget. It will fail.
It will fail just like Snyder's Universe. Right, Mikey?
Thanks, Mikey.
Just had to say it. Had to say it. What's up, Mikey?
B Chain for 2 for the John Williams copyright claim.
Dude, John Williams will copyright you for listening to his music driving down the fucking road, man. You'll just get an email. Dude, you'll be driving down the road like, yeah, I love this John Williams theme. You get an email. You've been copyright claimed. Like, what? Just driving down the street. So, yeah, we will get hit probably.
I don't think we'll get hit for that because that's obviously a different, I don't know who the composer is for this actually, but obviously it's their soundtrack. So maybe they will claim it. Who knows?
We'll see.
It would be fucking Warner Brothers, Superman Look Up claimed. Like that's what'll happen.
Yeah.
Dingle McCringleberry for 5. Thank you very much. Tobias Nexus, I sent you the official trailer for the Hunt event, Jeremy. So check it out when you can. And do we really need another reboot attempt of a cinematic universe?
I mean, I do feel
we don't need anything. We don't need a single movie in theaters. We don't need a single book to ever be released. We don't need any game to ever be released. But it's what they're doing. There's a lot riding on it.
Yeah, I mean, I personally wish we would move away from cinematic universes. I think that it's just better to create individual standalone movies, but you know, we'll see.
Doug B for $20. Gunn has to hit a home run just to keep up with Superman and Lois. Tyler Hoechlin was a great Superman.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first season. I'm gonna have to. How many season was it?
It's like fucking 5.
Yeah, it was a lot. So I'm gonna have to binge through it because it's done now, right?
It is. I watched the first season. I didn't love it, and I didn't watch after that. So, god damn it.
What?
Fuck. As I was talking, I grabbed my mouse and I just slammed it down a little too hard. And it fucking disconnected for a second. It's good now, though. Ministry of Wrong Thing. On the plus side for Warner Brothers, the DCU is now finally the same quality as the MCU. Oh, well. Yeah. You know, when it comes to the MCU, it used to feel like, hey, there's a little bit of a difference quality-wise between these Sony Marvel movies and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That has changed a little bit recently. And in fact, the Sony Spider-Man universe is now so bad that they're just saying it's done. We're done. We're calling it quits. Kraven the Hunter is apparently the last straw for the Sony Spider-Man universe that has no Spider-Man in it. And it's not doing very well at the box office, Jeremy. We all thought that once we saw the critic scores and the projections for the box office that it was probably going to flop and it was probably going to flop hard. Well, it's worse than people thought. We thought it'd be challenging Madam Web with a $15 million opening. In fact, it bombs with $11 million opening weekend. I think when you do look at overseas, did $15 million overseas for a $26 million opening. To put it in perspective, I believe Madam Web had like a $45 million worldwide opening because internationally it started off a little better than domestically. But what a way to end this thing. I did go see this. You can definitely tell it's right in line. It's the same fucking universe as Morbius, Madam Web, and Kraven. It looks like it was edited to hell. It looks like massive parts are missing out of this that would maybe help explain more things of why this person went here or what this person is doing there. I would rather watch Madam Web because I feel like it's funny in a bad way, but Kraven the Hunter, it's just one more misstep for them, taking somebody who is a villain and trying desperately to turn them into an anti-hero in a universe where Spider-Man doesn't exist. And it just makes no sense.
This was always like it. We talked about this, I think, on Friday Night Tights. I'm still not sure why Venom succeeded in the way that it did. I guess Tom Hardy.
I think people like Tom Hardy, and they
Venom
like
is
comedic shit between them.
And Venom is a more established character on his own. You know what I mean? I think those movies are bad. I don't like those movies at all. But I think it gave them like some fake confidence. Almost like that. Oh, we could do this without Spider-Man. It was never going to work long term, building a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man. It just was never going to happen. And but this is the truth of what that experiment was always going to be. You just got the fake support from Venom thinking that it was actually going to work when it never was going to work.
Yeah, and this is outside of the Venom movies. These are the 3 releases. Morbius, 39 million opening, obviously flopped, and Sony got trolled into re-releasing it. It's Morbin time. Madam Web, $15 million opening weekend. Kraven the Hunter, 11.
Yeah,
$11 million opening. And this one is more expensive than Madam Web. Madam Web, $80 million movie, obviously lost money, but Kraven the Hunter went a little over budget. I think around $110 million for that. And it's going to be lucky, extremely lucky, if it gets anywhere close to $100 million at the box office. I think it's probably going to end up being much less. There's a lot of competition out there right now at the theater.
Yeah, there is. And you've got movies. Obviously, Moana's going to continue to do well. Wicked's doing well. Red 1 will probably do well through Christmas. Where did it finish? Like in the top 8, 7, something like that. Red 1, and it'll continue to kind of hover around there probably. Because
it's the only
like
Christmas movie
yeah,
that's out.
Yeah. There's just no reason for people to go see Kraven at all. There's none. Was anything coming out on Christmas?
I think Nosferatu, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's coming out. Is there any
this weekend? We've got Sonic 3 and Mufasa, right?
Mufasa, yep. So, and do you think Sonic 3 can beat Mufasa?
I don't know if it's going to beat it.
There's a lot of hype, man.
I think it's going to beat it opening weekend, certainly. I wonder how it's going to do overseas and over time.
So domestically, do you think it can beat it domestically? Sonic 3, can it beat Mufasa domestically?
I think it can. I have no fucking idea what the demand is for this goddamn Mufasa movie. I have absolutely none. Obviously, The Lion King went on to make $1.6 billion. This is not going to be that at all. Now, it doesn't need to make $1.6 billion to be a success or profitable. I think the reports are this is again around a $200, maybe $250 million movie. If it is 200, then if it makes $600 million, they're looking at a profit. But I don't know. These first 2 Sonic movies, I don't think either of them passed $400 million, did they?
I feel like the first one did. I feel like the second one was around 370 or 350 or something like that. I feel like the first one broke 400, but I do think this one is poised to potentially hit over $500 million worldwide. I think this one's got a ton of momentum, a ton of excitement. The trailer looks really good. It feels like people are excited for this.
So Sonic the Hedgehog made 302 million, and then Sonic the Hedgehog 2 made 405 million.
Oh, so I got it flipped then. I got it flipped. Okay.
So these are not like smash super hits or anything. I certainly do think over $500 million is a possibility for it. Yeah,
that would be a huge win.
That would be a big win for them. Will Mufasa do that? See, even if Mufasa beats that, it still could be a fucking failure for Disney based on how much they put into it.
Yeah, I mean, Mufasa could make $700 million and be a failure. Whereas if Sonic hits 500 million, that's going to be a monumental success for those movies. So this is why we always talk about these things, budgets and all of that, because there's so much more that goes into play than just the number that you see. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness is a classic example of that. Like, what did that movie? The movie made opening weekend, it made like $450 million worldwide, right?
And that only made $950 million total.
Yeah. Now, did it probably made a profit, not a great profit.
It actually didn't once we found out how much it cost.
See, there you go.
Because they spent reportedly they spent, what was it? Fucking like $400 million on the movie, and after tax credits, it was $350 million plus another about $150 million marketing it. So yeah, it didn't even break even.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3, which was probably one of their I loved it. I thought it was great, but it didn't. And that was a time where Disney was putting out a lot of bad stuff. And it ultimately, what did it make? 750 million, 800 million, something like that at the box office. But I don't know if it made money. Maybe it didn't even make money. It was close if it made any profit whatsoever.
If how much money, very negligible. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they're just putting so much money. Sonic is a perfect movie because it's got not a huge budget. And you look at the first movie, you just said the first movie made 300 million. The second movie increased and made 100 million more. And now the excitement level for Sonic 3 has it poised to potentially make more than $400 million. If it can make 500 million, that's a casual growth of $100 million per movie. That's the and a low budget. So that's the perfect path for a movie like that.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't have any fucking prediction or understanding of what the demand for Mufasa is going to be.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Now,
yeah.
The original, or the Lion King, the original CGI abomination Lion King, that had an opening of almost $200 million domestically. It was huge.
It's insane.
So just what this opening is tracking for, people think you're talking about like a third almost of what the Lion King opened to.
Yeah.
So if that holds, you're talking about a movie that might make somewhere between $500 or $600 million.
I lost faith in humanity when that movie came out and made $1.6 billion. Between that and Trump getting banned off social media in January 6th, I was like, we can't win. And then they took Parler down. And yes, I connect all these things in the same light. Fuck Beyonce and fuck the 2019 Lion King forever. If anything, the Department of Justice should investigate Beyonce simply for being in that fucking movie. Forget all the Jay-Z bullshit, all right? Everybody on site should be arrested for that fucking movie. That's how bad it was. Honestly, that movie's worse than The Last Jedi. I'll fucking say it. Fuck that movie. Fuck it straight to hell where it belongs. God, I hate that movie.
So many movies that made $1 billion.
I know, dude.
That year. So, let's see if I can find it. 2015 in film. All right. So here's the list. God, here's the list of $1 billion movies from 2019. Avengers Endgame. Okay. The Lion King. Frozen 2. Spider-Man Far From Home, Captain Marvel, Joker, The Rise of Skywalker, because technically it was released in 2019, and technically it did just crack $1 billion. Toy Story 4, Aladdin. Oh, made $1 billion fucking dollars. And a lot of those are just travesties of movies.
That's crazy.
Like a lot of them are just dog shit movies. That's fucking $9 billion movies in 2019. Fuck.
And yes, I'm aware Trump is doing his press conference. I'll probably react to it later on CobraCast. So, by the way, Mario Kart returns tonight on Geeks and Gamers Play. That's right. Mario Kart returns. I will be there. I'll do CobraCast a little bit earlier. So, Mario Kart gaming stream returns, and I can't wait. I'm very, very excited.
And then the 10th highest grossing movie that year was Jumanji: The Next Level with your favorite actor, The Rock.
Yeah. I don't hate The Rock as an actor. I don't like Dwayne Johnson, but I don't think he's a great, like, The Rundown is still my favorite Rock movie with Stifler.
Oh,
you seen that one?
Yes.
That was a great movie, man. I love that movie. That was one of his first movies. That was around like the Scorpion King time and all of that. But I really love the Rundown. That's a really good movie. Yeah. What is Sean William Scott? Is that his name?
Yes. Yeah. It's just so funny that's like, he's done a lot of different shit, but I mean, with, Stifler.
It's just like Stifler's mom. If I see her in a movie, I don't know who her name is. Stifler's mom. What a fucking name,
Stifler. Charlie Thompson, member for 7 months. Thank you. The random picture beardo. Jesus Davila, the gifted membership. Thank you, Jesus. Comics Dad. Hey guys, finally recorded my first vid for my channel. What's your favorite comics, mainstream or indie? Maybe do a video on it for you guys.
My favorite comic. Well, I mean, I read comics back during, I've talked about this many times, like Image Comics. I thought I was moronic enough to think that like Savage Dragon and Shadowhawk were going to blow up. I don't know if you ever read those back in the day. From
I read
Image Comics.
Shadowhawk once.
The Shadowhawk, the cover of Shadowhawk, the first cover was so good. Spawn was another one. Obviously, Spawn is a legendary character. And then I did read Uncanny X-Men. I was big into the Superman, especially the Death of Superman and Funeral for a Friend, and then Nightfall and all of that. But I enjoyed the Death of Superman arc. I thought it was very well done. I thought the Funeral for a Friend was really well done. I didn't like the whole return where they were bringing all these random Supermen into it. I did not like that at all. I thought that was very confusing.
Didn't like the return.
Yeah, I didn't like the way that they brought him back and all of that.
That's the way most people felt about it.
Yeah. So
yeah. Max Landis has a great video talking about the death and return of Superman and how it killed.
Oh yeah, I've seen that video.
And how it killed death in comic books. And I think it's actually really funny. And it's well done, but he makes a great point about how it did and how bringing him back in that way, it did really kill death, and everybody fucking gets brought back now, and no one's ever truly gone, and it doesn't mean fucking much anymore. It actually used to mean something when a character died.
Yeah. Do you remember when that happened, or did you read it after the fact?
I read it after.
Okay, so I remember when it happened. I remember the speculation on it. Nobody believed he was going to stay dead. Nobody believed it. Not one single person. Like, yeah, you're not killing Superman. You know what I mean? But it was still interesting, at least in the time. This is before the internet. We didn't have all these spoilers and shit like that. But it really did. It really did lose a lot of the steam when they were bringing back all those different Supermen into it. That's where it kind of was like it lost focus and attention and everything like that. But yeah, I
was 4 years old when Superman died. So
oh, there you go.
I don't really recall the topics of conversation around then, but
yeah, even your autistic ass, you don't remember? Figured you'd remember every fucking thing.
There are a handful of things I remember when I was really young, but I don't remember anybody talking about. I don't remember my parents, discussing the implications of the death and return of Superman at that point in time. But you never know. Simple Jeremy for 2. Birthday month. Yay. James Matras for a month. Soundtracks for movies like this have to have an orchestral soundtrack. Music is so important. Telling a story needs to pull you into the film. Agreed. Agreed. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. Hopefully John Campy's review of his new James Gunn Superman film is similar to his Transformers 2 review. Hopefully he's not too critical of Mr. Terrific. Rabid One for 10. Here's some popcorn money for the Wicked sing-along. Thank you, Rabid One. Yeah, Rabid One sent me money to go to watch the Wicked sing-along last night on my stream, which is what I said that's the only way I was going to do it if somebody sent me a big super chat. But yeah, so I got to figure out when it comes out. So I will be experiencing Wicked with a lot of other women who have already seen it singing along. So that'll be great. Brian Smith, 2 of my favorite heroes are Reddit Richards and hold on. Brian Smith for Canadian 10. 2 of my favorite heroes are Reddit Richards and Wonder, but since both have been race swapped, I could care less for either appearance. Reddit Richards would be a fun parody name for but I believe you mean Reed Richards. And Wonder Man? That's probably what you mean. I'm doing a lot of assuming here, but I think that's what you're saying, Brian. Darth Caradras for 2. Check out trailer To Kill Ya for Baby Driver.
I never saw Baby Driver.
Skywalker Club for 5. Superman already sounds more promising than anything Marvel announced.
Not hard to do at this point, but yeah.
Shadow saying for 5. Ryan Mouse Abuser Kinnell. Thank you. Hi, Kira for 5. I had my issues with Spider-Man 2 PS5, but Kraven was an absolute monster in it. This movie invites a direct comparison that is not favorable for it. Yeah, I wish they would just let him be a villain. And like, there is a side of Kraven where he does have this like strange kind of sense of honor in a way, which every once in a while can lead them to possibly like maybe work together. But he's a fucking villain. Like, that's who he is. He's a fucking villain. And that's how he should be portrayed. Golden Nuggets for 2. Please watch Jesus Heals a Gay Man. Happy Christmas. Ian, let's go Bucks for 199. COVID ruined Sonic 1's chances of 400 million.
COVID ruined a lot of stuff.
Default for 2. Suicide Squad game on sale for $5. A little pricey.
A little pricey, actually. 99 cents would be the bottom dollar for me.
Over on Rumble, Z Highness for $1. Jeremy, for music that's coming out today, I can only stomach AJR, a band of brothers whose songs I enjoy listening to. Again, that's AJR 199. Says Z Highness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't listen to current music at all.
Over on Rumble again, Chronicling Mayhem, which is Sophie. Have you watched A Silent Voice? It's an anime film released in the US this month. Highly recommend it. Ask Krista. Great storytelling, and you will cry. Well, maybe not Ryan. Hail 199.
I have not heard of it, but I'll ask Krista.
Switzerland Play It. Stop crying, Jeremy. If you have Streamlabs Ultra, there is Talk Studio Pro included, and you get rid of StreamYards, not software. It's a web service. Retard. Ryan, cut your damn hair. Isn't the max you can have on a stream only 4 with that?
I'll look into it. If you can have up to 10 or 12 people, then it's worth it. I personally don't like StreamYard. StreamYard's kind of shit, especially for the price that they require. But we'll see.
Derek PG Beller introduced my kids to Home Alone this weekend. They loved it, because how could they not? Merry Christmas. Vault 95 Survivor for another $1. Which is better, TLJ or BVS? I think we already answered that in a different super chat.
BVS.
Yeah, TLJ is definitely worse. Over on
BVS,
locals,
BVS is better, I'm saying.
Mhm.
Because he said, what is better? You said TLJ is worse, though. Yeah.
Yeah, TLJ is definitely worse. Just G. Prequels ended with a solid entry, episode 3, and had the Clone Wars animated series. Sequels have brought nothing but divisiveness.
If that, I don't even think it's divisiveness at this point. I think it's just pure hatred. The sequels are fucking hated. The only people that love the sequels, generally speaking, are a bunch of freaks that don't care about Star Wars.
I think The Last Jedi was definitely divisive. I think that's actually like the exact way you should describe it from when it came out. It's what Ryan Johnson wanted, right? Half the people to love it, half the people to hate it. And I think subsequently the way it ended had led in virtually everyone not liking the entire story arc as a whole.
Right. Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Butter Biscuit for $2. Really hate all this government did something bad, so we shouldn't support any of the individual people there. Like the American government hasn't done awful things. Vote with your wallet and leave other people alone. Thank you, Butter Biscuit. John Getz, Krista and or Jeremy Astrobot stream win. Sounds like a Krista game.
Yeah, I want to play Astrobot. It's got Mario Galaxy vibes to it, but time is my biggest enemy.
Carnal for 5. Isn't it ironic with the coverage over Kraven's exactly like the end of DC's universe with Aquaman 2? Which film is more entertaining out of the two? Hail. Aquaman 2, I would say. For me.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, I would say Aquaman 2 is more entertaining. Shadow Saiyan for 5. Jeremy for bringing back Mario Kart. Get ready for Mike's point and laugh.
It's going to be fun. Mario Kart tonight.
JWT for 5 could be worse than only being known as Stifler. He could only be known as Pie Fucker, like the main dork in American Pie. Suppose. Weird Robot just popping in to call Jeremy a raging homosexual. Darth Hawk Gaming for 2. The election told Hollywood who to make movies for.
We'll see if they listen.
Yanks fan for 199. Jeremy, did you read the 90s Spider-Man clone saga?
I didn't read a lot of Spider-Man back in the day. I do like briefly. I was into like was it Spider-Man 2099? Is that what it was? But I didn't read a lot of Spider-Man.
Rabid 1 for 10. Oops, I forgot to call Jeremy a gay wad. Well, you corrected that mistake, Rabid 1. Thank you. Nader's Brick Channel. Jeremy and Gary should get together for a Bon Jovi and Beyonce sing-along stream. It would be chaotic but fun to watch.
God, that sounds like hell.
Fucking, I imagine you singing all the single ladies or whatever. I think you should actually. We should push for that. Or maybe a performance at a meetup or something.
Let's not.
Crowd gets to choose what song you perform. Crowd gets to choose what song Gary performs.
Okay. So anyway, I'll finish the show. So
Eddie Brock for 5. Ryan, thoughts on Brie looking more like Jesse from Breaking Bad, wearing a beanie hat to cover awful black shorts hair? She looks more like a dealer. Yeah, I wish she hadn't cut her fucking hair off. At least it's for a movie role, or sorry, for a role in a play, and not because she's insane. Even though she may be insane, who knows? But Jesus Davila for a gifted membership. Thank you. And Switzerland play it up to 25 people in the panel, 16 on screen. Stop making me pay for recommendations. You're only paying $1, but there you go, 16 people. We'll have to check it out, and then we probably will just stay with StreamYards. Okay,
yeah, probably. StreamYard sucks, but it's the best. It's the best option we have. So what can you do? What can you do? But yes, Mario Kart returns tonight on the Geeks Gamers Play channel. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. It's been a long time since I've played Mario Kart, since we've streamed Mario Kart. So that'll be nice. And then of course, Cobra Cast on my D-Day Cobra channel as well.
There you go. If Ryan goes to FurryCon, Jeremy can sing Beyonce.
That's not the agreed upon situation.
That's never happening, but Golden Nuggets for 5, 1 minute, 127 animated vid, not spicy, very funny. Danky vids are more spicy. Jesus heals a gay man. Okay, last time I'll ask. LOL.
Well, we're not. I'll check it out, but like, if we start like every time somebody asks to play a video on a stream, we'll never streams will just be requested.
I think I've seen that video before.
Yeah, but I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Maybe we'll watch it tomorrow. Golden Nuggets.
All right, so Taker says we might see our first look at the next Mario Kart next month when Switch 2 is finally revealed. Believe it. I'm actually thinking about making some videos on the Switch 2 stuff. I'm completely just fascinated by all of this. I don't know what's real and what's not, but it's pretty interesting how D-Brand released that the skin, to the wrap essentially for the Switch 2, and then the CEO essentially said, yeah, that's the Switch 2. Nintendo hasn't said anything. You're seeing mock-ups all over the place. You got Reddit posters talking about how they have inside information that Mario Kart is going to be a launch title. I'm very excited for the Switch 2, so I might just make some videos about that.
Sir Hadford too. I'd sub to locals to send Jeremy to FatCon. Bruce, 1.5K local subs. Jeremy sings Beyonce.
Fuck? We're never gonna hit our 2,500 goal anyway.
What? Yeah, but 1,500 is, I feel like, much more. You're sending me to a convention. It's days of travel. You're just singing a song. It should really be like 500 local subs.
Have a good day, everyone. We really appreciate all of you. We hope you have a great day. Yeah. And we'll see you for Cobra Cast and for Mario Kart tonight. Ryan, what do you got going on?
Nothing.
Fuck Beyonce.
Hopefully we'll see. We'll see if you can get some Beyonce. If we can get Jeremy to sing a little Beyonce, do a little dance. I think the fans have earned it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day. We'll talk to all of you later. Say bye, Ryan.
Bye.
In a little more enthusiastic way. Come on.
Goodbye.